G'day, it's the old mate non-Rasputin, and today we are continuing on the work on this V8 Calais. The L98 LS engine in it has got a knock. Okay, so we've sorted out the oil leaking issues. That's awesome. The next stage is actually diagnosing what that knock is, and then hopefully fixing it, and then moving on from there. So let's get into it.
In case you've just joined the channel, this V8 Calais had definitely seen better days. I rescued it from the damaged car auction. It was probably heading off to scrap, but no way could we let that happen. Let's dive back into it.
So see if you can hear that. It's definitely from that area. Definitely a mechanical clink from in here. But I also have a racket from coming under here as well. So let's see if I can locate that. So I can't hear it in the sump. Let's have a listen on this engine. I managed to sort of power this up with the rocker cover off, and definitely after a period of time this third rocker back is making a lot more sound than everything else. What I've had to do is basically go in there and get my stethoscope and put it right on this rocker bolt here. And then by doing that, I'm able to actually listen and hear the actual the clacking sound. It's quite deafening, actually.
Okay, so what do we know about this knock? Well, firstly, we know that at 450 RPM, the knock happens roughly about 4 times every second. We also know that at 450 RPM, the engine is turning 7.5 times per second. We also know that because it's a 4-stroke V8, each cylinder fires once every 2 revolutions. So each cylinder fires 3.75 times per second, which is really close to our 4 knocks per second. So in conclusion, this knock relates to one cylinder, and because of the type of knock that it is, and the fact that we can kind of hear it through the block wall there, I'm going to put my money on lifter.
Someone's put a lot of effort into constructing this intake tube. Wow. So with that intake manifold off, we've exposed the valley area, and it actually looks quite clean. I'm a little bit surprised as to how clean it is inside here. And these are these rectangular ports, which sort of a bit of an improvement on the earlier cathedral style ports. So we're slowly getting enough access to pull this first head off, because this is where that sound was originating from. So hopefully after we pull this guy off, we're going to have a few clues as to what's going on there. So what we're looking for is any uneven wear or chomping out, and so far so good. So we'll check each of these in turn. Okay, so now we're up to taking the head off, and basically what we want to do is undo the bolts in the same sequence that we tighten them up, so the tightening sequence, but in reverse. Okay, so only do it in sort of like quarter turn increments. Loosen that off a little bit, and so on until we finally go right around the head bolts and pull it loose. See if we can pry. Oh, yep, pain. Oh. first one. Bit of wear there. Not too chewed out though. Yeah, a little bit worn. Just taking a look down the lifter bore. I'm just going to rotate that engine. And as I sort of rotate, I'm able to check for any score marks or anything on that cam lobe, and that's as I go around this, I can see wear mark from the wheel on the bottom of the lifter, but overall that's fine.
Massive shout out to Nick Bogart of Franklin Engineering. He did an amazing job on my heads. Thank you so much.
Let's see what we got here. Beautiful. Nice and machined and ready to go. Be really careful around these sealing spots, around the bores. You definitely don't want to get any scratches in those areas. I've gone around and used that carbide scraper to get the bulk of the material off. After that, I use some gasket stripper just to get any final remnants off, and then finished off by using some brake cleaner to actually sort of just go over that surface. And so as I go around with my finger, it's completely smooth. There's no rough spots. My fingernail's not catching on anything, so that's good. So I'm happy that that surface is now clean. I have actually gone around and cleaned off the tops of the pistons as well, and I did that using a carb cleaner. So simply just spray on and use an old toothbrush to just agitate it, and then wipe it off, and then yeah, she's good as gold. While I'm in here, may as well just do it, eh? And of course, you know, any sort of remnants of a carbon build up around the top here, almost like a lip, just get rid of that while you're here, and she's nice and clean. Right, I want to pop this in here without scraping it. Right, then 90 degrees. Right, and the final step is tightening these the big bolts down an additional 70 degrees. So I've got my little jig with 90, 70 and 20 degrees on there. So that's going to help me because I don't have an angle gauge. Just going to pop it on and just get the right, you know what I'm talking about, get the right angle to flip it around to. Roughly pointing up at that angle there. Next part is chucking in the push rods. So get a bit of assembly lube, pop it on the end, chuck it on the other end for good measure as well.
While everything was apart, I decided to do a quick trunnion upgrade just to make sure that I had no future problems with any needle bearings finding their way into the engine, which is kind of a possibility with some of these LS engines. It's a fairly easy do-it-yourself process, using small sockets to push out the old bearings from the tappets and then pressing in the new ones. All you need is a vise and the appropriate size sockets.
Next to go on is the rocker assembly. Right, so with the first cylinder at top dead center, so got some movement there, so we'll tighten her up. So even after torquing them up, providing it's still at top dead center, you will get a little bit of movement side to side. They shouldn't be sort of tapping up and down or anything. Alright, so we're in the final stages of actually reassembling the engine. We've got most of the parts on there, just basically the intake, the coils, hook up the exhaust on this side, and that should be done. I am running some sacrificial cheaper oil just to sort of run it in. I'll maybe run that for 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, just to sort of clean out any dirt or grit that might have happened while we're rebuilding the engine. Of course, a cheap filter on there as well, that we can just basically just get anything that that accumulated while we were scraping the head or cleaning the block, all that sort of good stuff. So underneath, g'day mate, we've got our foreman who's basically making sure that the quality is up to standard. He turns his back on me and walks away. Right, so everything's all hooked up. We have oil, we have fluids all topped up. We've got transmission fluid in place. I think we're ready to actually start it up. I've lost my microphone, so the sound may be a little bit poor. I'll find it in the morning, I guess. Hopefully it's not in the engine somewhere. And let's give it a crank, eh? So this is completely unedited. This is literally the first start. You'll be taking part in this journey with me. Alright. Okay, let's turn that off. Oops. Put it park. Okay. Ready? Jeez, I'm nervous. Definitely starting to quieten up, which is great. Right, I've had to shut her off because I've got an alternator issue. Not too sure what's going on there. The alternator was fine before I took everything apart, so perhaps I'm thinking it's a wiring thing. I will check through and just make sure that that's all hunky-dory, but pretty happy with this.
it's running great, it's running quiet. Turned out that yes, it was the lifters that were at fault, and so I think we caught it in time before it damaged the camshaft. Very happy with the outcome. So that's from start to finish. The noise, pulling it down, fixing it up, putting it back together, and then confirming that it has been fixed. So awesome, super happy. Thanks for watching, everybody.